Old man Woody likes the crooked cock.
Pills a day? Like what?
Dude, my curse is actually that I have a gigantic nutsack, and it's all from my right nut. My right nut is more than double the size of my left nut.
Really?
And yeah, and I looked it up, and I guess jizz comes from your prostate and your vas deferens and all this shit that's like up in your system. So
That's
my
what
nut
this is
size that's what
This
Painkiller
is
is
prostate
for.
health, yes.
So it shouldn't even be relevant because all your nuts do is just make the little swimmers. That doesn't really or shouldn't have anything to do with load size.
Not
but
at all.
I do shoot fat lows to the point where chicks comment on it, but it's not worth it because having a big old nutsack, it's like it sucks away an inch and a half off my length measurement of my dick.
You could have a reduction surgery.
I've actually fantasized about getting my big right nut cut out and replaced with a glass marble.
You can do that, but you wouldn't go with glass. You know, you'd get one of those like Lance Armstrong fakies that they put in there. That's the correct consistency.
What do you think his is made out of?
It's it's silicone or something. Or
silicone works.
I worked
Yeah,
with
I
a person who had
fantasized
this
about
down.
having regular nuts.
I had a coworker when I worked at Old Salt on the boardwalk in Ocean City, New Jersey. He had ripped his testicle as a child, climbing over a chain link fence, and they called him ping pong balls.
What fucking assholes?
He was cool with it. It seemed like he
No, he wasn't. We're all cool with it. So then we go home and we fucking cry. Jesus, fuck.
He
He's
lost
at
both
home.
of them?
Hey, they call me
One of them.
ping pong balls.
He lost one.
Both nuts went away.
No,
So
just-
one.
You just won.
Well,
Yeah, that's not a big deal.
why did he even
That's not a
tell
big deal.
anybody?
And why were they calling him ping pong balls plural?
I hear you. Look, this wasn't the brain trust that came up with this name, but that's what they call it.
Yikes.
Shithead Jersey kids came up.
Yikes.
Yes, exactly right.
Yeah, dude. It sucks because when it's cold and the sack is drawn up, that's when it sucks away the most length off my shaft. And that's when it really upsets me. But when it's limp and it's hanging loose on a hot day in a sauna, it's the most obvious that one of my nuts is grossly oversized.
I don't
So
understand.
I can't
You're
find
saying
a happy
your
medium.
penis is smaller because of your your scrotum size.
Yeah, absolutely. And not just relatively based on the appearance. When my nuts get sucked up into my body, which usually happens when you're having sex, the skin and the ball absolutely is sucking up in like an inch off my penis. Where when my sack is dropped, my dick looks way longer. Yeah, it sucks. I don't have room to spare.
I don't. I swear, baby, my penis is much longer when I'm not having sex. That's where we are
Yeah.
with this.
Or when I'm in a hot tub. No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm sorry to make you uncomfortable with this, but
No,
it
I was trying to
actually is a
picture it. I'm
concern
not
of mine.
uncomfortable. I was
No, I'm
uncomfortable with
cool.
the chain link ball ripping story. I don't like that.
I'm on healthline.com to kind of diagnosis.
It might be a tumor.
It could be
might be a tumor.
an epidemic.
I got it ultrasounded.
Did you?
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
got-
good.
And you're
No,
fine?
It's fine, yeah. A
Yeah,
male nerd.
they said I was positive, so no worries.
Healthline.com says it's normal for the right one to be bigger.
It's much bigger in my case, though. The
left
doctor
one's
was shocked. I'm jealous of you.
Yeah, the listeners of the show have heard it many times, and Kyle loves the story. But I had a testicular torsion when I was like 15 years old, which is in. I guess the details of this might be wrong, but I'm 90% right. I think my vas deferens was longer than most people, which allowed my testicle to like rotate in the scrotum. And imagine doing that with a garden hose; it gets like kinked up, and lost its blood supply. Emergency surgery. But we're cool. Got 2 kids.
How did you know?
Oh,
Did it start hurting? Did it
he
turn
knew.
blue?
yeah, it hurt a lot. And I was in 10th grade and maybe growing a lot. And my jeans were small for me. So I thought it might just be tight jeans. And I'm like working it. And it was in biology class, female biology teacher. And she was one of those teachers that was always strict about like going to the bathroom or like getting the nurse's guidance counselor pass or whatever. Like she didn't hand them out to anybody. And I'm in class and I'm in pain, and I know that she's a stickler about leaving the classroom. And the pain is awful. And I go up there and I'm like, I need to go to the nurse's office, right? And I just left it at that. I didn't tell her my testicle hurt in front of the classroom or anything. And she turns me around and says, class, look, do you see how he's sweating and how he's pale white? He clearly needs to go to the nurse's office. This is what you should look like if you have to go. And it's like, bitch, like I'm having testicle problems here, and you're making a show out of proper nurse office, like, I don't know, escalation procedures. And I went there. The nurse was a female, and she didn't want to examine me. Okay, whatever. So they brought in the gym teacher, and he felt me up.
Almost always the school pedophile, by the way.
Yeah, it worked for me. And one of them was, you know how if you hold a testicle, they're a little mushy, right?
Sure.
He's like, I don't know what's happening here, but one of those is hard, and this isn't right. And this is one thing they did really cool. They timed the ambulance arrival such that like everyone would be in class. They did it on the down low, and they brought an ambulance to the school. They like in such a way that there was no show. Nobody knew it was me getting taken away in the ambulance, and then we went. And I was in a lot of pain. So I was like moaning, like just expressing how awful this felt. And there was, if anyone knows, Ocean City 9th Street Bridge we took. It's like 50 miles an hour, 2 lanes each way. And the guy in the back with me is like, bro, this seems to be a problem. Can you step on it? And he's like, we're going 85 right now. You know, like we were hauling it, the sirens going and the lights on and everything. And yeah, if you're in pain like that, you get first priority at the hospital. Like everyone else moved aside. They it's called nuclear. Say fuck up. Nuclear medicine. Halfway there, and they basically like injected something in my IV and saw where the blood went to. And I wasn't getting proper blood flow in that testicle. So, I mean, probably from the moment I rolled through the doors to the moment they made the first incision was 40 minutes, maybe less. Like they were hurrying. And
I'm imagining them unwinding it like you unwind a tether ball from the rope.
Yeah, that's about right. I remember the doctor was like, dude, it's good to be young. I'm 15 at this point. And he's like, I twirled it, and he's like, even as we're unwinding it, it was just pinkening up in my hand. And I still have like a stitch or two. They did the other one too, because they're like, it's a candidate for this problem. And I still have a stitch or two in my testicle that I can feel so that they never twist again.
A stitch that's lasted that long?
Yeah, they're meant to be lifetime stitches, I guess.
Good shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think with my giant nut, I can't have a torsion because it's too big to rotate.
This is
and
like
it takes up
superpower.
too much of the sack.
Right?
It's nice. And actually, when it first happened, because I remember when I hit puberty is obviously when it happened, I got really sick. It's a gigantic right testicle. It's huge. And one day it just ballooned up while I had the flu. And I went to school. And I think that very weekend, this girl named Kathleen Thompson was in the room with me at a party, and I whipped out my right nut on her. And to me, having a giant right nut at that time was sick because I thought she would think I had a huge penis too. So it became a party trick. It was something of a superpower.
Wait, how big is this nut? Like, I'm thinking bigger than a golf ball, smaller than a... I was
weirdly shaped.
I'm trying to use tomato, but they come in so many sizes.
It's if you took a mallet to a racquetball a couple times, that's what it would look like.
It would look exactly like it did before I hit it with the mallet, wouldn't it?
No. It would be squashed.
And then hit it. So it's a squashed racquetball.
It's a squashed racquetball.
Okay, so it is a little bit of a weird shaped ball.
It's oblong. Yeah.
So isn't that what testicles are supposed to be?
Is it like a grade A egg?
Grade C.
Damn it, A is the only grade of egg I know. Who are these bitches not taking the cream of the crop of eggs? I'm sorry, honey. We got to take C class.
There's no yolk.
Can't afford the grade A eggs this month.
Look at the fucking Rockefellers over there with their grade A large eggs. I'm eating quail egg.
I ended on that note. I love the
That was the
wordplay.
best
Very
shit
nice.
I've ever heard.